Oh, no good. These guys just no good. Where is it? Not this way. Look at that, guys. 9 losses. Nine. 9 losses in the league this year. And obviously losing to Juve always hurts. And now if Juve get those 15 points back, they were ahead of us anyway, if they had those 15 points back. And now, and as I've been saying, I've been counting all year since they've got those minus 15. I've been counting them with the 15 points. I don't count them without, just because the uncertainty around it. So if we do that, we're actually fourth at the moment. We're not second anymore. Lazio beat Roma earlier on today, and yeah, the league position just keeps getting worse and worse. I mean, last couple of weeks we got lucky that everyone else also dropped points around us, and we remained second somehow. But now you can't keep relying on other teams. You have to do things yourself. 2 losses in a row, by the way. Spezia and Juventus now back to back. Not good enough. Not good enough. And today, yeah, I mean, I didn't get it either. Like, Lukaku was probably our best player for me, probably. Can't really pick too many other guys. And Lautaro, absolutely nothing today. Absolutely nothing. Dumfries was, oh my goodness, Dumfries. Just all round really bad. At the same time, Juve didn't do too much either, but they punished us. They punished us. But at the same time, how did they punish us? Who helped them punish us? Well, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not like these conspiracy theorists or whatever, or that kind of stuff. Or as my friend Gigi Juve would say, disgusting. Raul, disgusting. These guys, disgusting. Serie A, FIGC, disgusting. Well, Rabiot clearly plays by different rules, because back-to-back weeks now it's been that he got away with the handball in the build-up to a goal. So he plays by different rules. The rules don't apply. Mo is here. At least someone's here to share the depression with me. Of course, alongside you guys all in the chat. Let me bring Mo in. What's up, Mo? How
Listen,
are you doing?
I don't have a lot of time, but uh, I got into this big argument about the handball that I very, very
Mm.
strange take that I don't think it should have been overturned for a handball at all. I know that you disagree with me. There's a lot of pictures out there, angles, and a lot of stuff that shows that he touched it with his hand. And I thought that when I watched the video in every angle, maybe I'm crazy. So the thing about it is that I don't want to play the victim here. You're looking at
No.
this, but
I
let
don't
me.
want to play the victim either.
So
But
can I just yeah, let me. I know that people will get upset with me, but I will stand by my decision. I'm looking at this particular picture, and I watched the video from different angles, and I don't think it's conclusive that he changed the projection of the ball. It hit
mm,
Vlahovic's hand, and for me, his hand again is not above his shoulder. One of the things in the rule is that did he really control it with his hand? I don't think he did. If this was given against my team, I'm just being honest, completely honest. If this is given against my team with his hand like this, and I don't see change of the direction of the ball, and it's all pictures taken from angles here and there. This particular video, by the way, and I know we cannot show videos here, but people need to go and check the videos. There is a video that showed that it touched his shoulder first. That, like, this particular picture, it's a picture. It's a standstill picture. It's not a video.
no, yeah, I agree. You should never use pictures to
VAR does
judge.
not take pictures into. They do not stop it and take a picture. The video, exactly. I know that you want to say. So in this one, Sharma,
Where is it
actually,
touching the shoulder?
exactly. Does it touch the sleeve or does it
Where
touch?
does it touch the shoulder, though? You said it
Huh?
touched the shoulder. You said it
Like,
touched the
no, no.
shoulder.
What I mean, the shoulder. They consider the shoulder up to the sleeve. That's in the law. It's in the IFAB book. If
But you said
if
it doesn't. How does it not change the trajectory?
I don't see it changing
He softens
trajectory
the
from
blow.
him. No, no,
Does he not
no.
soften the blow?
From from Rabiot, does it in this angle? Do you see it really changing direction? Really, in the
But does it
Rabiot
not slow? Does the ball not slow?
can. So you want to tell me that this particular image is conclusive that this
Oh, I don't want to focus on this anyway, Mo. I don't want to talk about
exactly.
this too
That's
much.
what I
Like,
want to say. I
yeah,
don't want to be really here. I think this game was managed wrong. I don't
yeah.
think we were absolutely atrocious. We put a lot of crosses in the area. We created some really good sequences. That sequence from Barella and Lukaku should have resulted in a goal. Is that correct or wrong? If this was someone who's focused, Barella, instead of putting it where, by the way, he didn't have to dive, Chesney. Do you agree? He didn't have to dive.
No, yeah,
Like,
no,
but
no.
Kostic focused, put it where Onana is not. I think today we see the difference in quality in someone like, which is very strange. Rabiot today looked like a world beater for some reason.
No,
And
he's been amazing this season. He's been properly.
exactly.
He's
And
gonna
that's a
be.
quality. He's a difference maker in the midfield.
Yeah, yeah,
I thought Locatelli was playing really from the heart. He
yeah.
was diving. And I thought, if you want to look at the handball, guys, you can. Actually, they created some chances, Juventus. I don't know how you can sit here and tell me that we wanted it more than Juventus. Did we?
No, no. It was very flat today. Very flat, drab, uninspired. Any type of word that you want to use similar to that. It was just, yeah. I was
A
very
lot of people
disappointed.
are on me for this handball thing, but
Yeah,
I
because
really,
you came in straight, and when you
because
knew what to trigger
you know,
people.
I know exactly. People want to look at the handball and say if this was given against my team, I would have been. You're really picking and choosing, and I'm really looking at it, and I don't see it like exactly obvious that it should be given as that. Did he control it with that? Is it accidental? Yes, he had his hand next to him, but that's not the whole point with Inter today. It's exactly what you said. We looked flat. We looked out of place. We look like we're
No,
not playing a derby today. Did we look like this is a derby d'Italia today? It
no,
didn't.
no,
It,
no. Just right at the end when D'Ambrosio started beefing Vlahovic or Paredes, like that was like, that was the only bit of fight I seen in this team today. Like apart from that, it was just poor all the way around. And Lautaro today, I don't know how he was stayed on for the whole game. He did absolutely nothing today. I know that he got like a knock or something in the warm up. Um,
it's
but
not only Lautaro, Sharma. Can
no,
we
no, I
talk
know,
about
but it's like
Barella?
our attack in general, like it's worrying now. Like Porto, we barely created anything against Porto today. We created some stuff, but like it's not like whenever Juve went on the attack, they looked much scarier than us. Like you felt like something, like there was going to be an end to it. Did you not feel that, Mo? Like when Juve
Yeah,
were counter-attacking us, when we counter-attack, it feels like
they have
nothing's
five
going to
players.
happen.
It looked like on the transition that their players are sprinting to be back in position to block us a
Yeah.
shot or a pass, while ours looked like
But what the hell is Denzel Dumfries doing here, Mo? Please explain to me why Denzel Dumfries chooses to place himself so far back, covering Donana at the near post. What the hell is that?
I gave up on some of our players. I think they're incompetent, and at this point, I have to stop here and ask a couple of questions about. I've been on Inzaghi all year. Is that correct? You see me, but I'm looking at some of these players. They're really the quality isn't there. Donzel Dumfries today. DeVray, I think his level just dropped. And I know you want to pick on Donzel Dumfries, but that reflects what we have on the bench. That reflects the direction of our club. That reflects everything that is going on.
Hmm.
And I think Dumfries, he's not, I think he's not a level of, he's only can play Udinese, can maybe play Fiorentina or something. He shouldn't be playing for Inter. He shouldn't be at the level of Milan, Inter, Juventus, Lazio even. I think his footballing IQ doesn't exist. Apart from his touch and all the athleticism and the lack of passing ability and the lack of crossing ability, I think he just lacks footballing IQ. And it's something that you cannot teach at some point unless he is coached under Pep Guardiola or something. And Inzaghi is not going to teach him that.
Oh.
Like this
But look,
particular
look,
one,
we've
exactly. What is
got,
he doing here? Why
yeah.
are you
Well,
standing there? Who are you
Like
marking?
if I could show the video there, it was like he saw Kostic. So he was where Darmian was. Then he like took like 5 steps back to go where he was. Like he was. Oh yeah.
It's
And we got
unbelievable.
Rabona TV, a Benfica fan, doing the scouting. He must be licking his lips right now.
Absolutely. One of the things that we really slander Villanova in the first play, the
Oh
guy
my
came
god,
on the
that guy.
pitch,
Yeah.
fired, took on two players, and delivered the cross. Well, the cross was not perfect. Chesney's a big guy, and he actually commanded his area correct. But the fact that from a dead angle, taking on two players of this Juventus backline and getting across him, it's not doesn't tell me that this guy is an amazing player. It just tells me that he wanted to make a difference. It looked
Yeah.
like some players didn't want to make a difference today. They were
Mhm.
playing for themselves. I thought Lautaro today, as you said, didn't care. I think he's mentally out of the team. For me today, Brozovic wasn't great at all. He was really just worried about completing his passes without actually
Yeah.
trying to break their lines. Something that Brozovic normally makes that pass to break the lines. He
Yeah.
wasn't trying that. He was trying to pass to the nearest guy and just does his job. And okay, you're playing Derby d'Italia. You're losing 1-0 from the first half. At least show some fire. The
Yeah. Yeah.
stadium has 60 something thousand people. Show us that you won this. It looks like these players thought that the top four is wrapped in their pocket because Milan lost yesterday. But that's not true. We're literally 4 points, 3 points above the fifth place. Are we really thinking here that we're going to win the Champions League or make top four like for granted for us from now where there's 10 games left? What,
Bro,
what,
Juve
what
might
is
catch
this?
us up even without the 15 points. They might catch us up. They're like 9 points behind us now. Like with the minus 15, they could literally catch us up without even getting the 15 points back. That's how embarrassing it is.
People want to tell me that we had a good performance. I'm going to tell you what
Nah,
is a good
Puntaro, we did
performance.
not play well. Sorry, as a Juve fan here saying, guys, you played well. Chill, it's just a result, bro.
Let me just tell you the
We did
difference.
not.
It's not only about having ball position, it's about the other team. I felt like Juventus put us where they want
Oh yeah,
every part of the
Allegri,
game.
yeah.
It's just kind
I
of
thought Inzaghi
strange.
today was going to play a bit more terrorist ball. Like I thought it was going to be because of Cherby coming in, no Bastoni, De Vrij coming in. I thought it made sense to keep a little bit of a lower block.
I applaud him, by the way, to take it to Juventus, but he doesn't have the player. I
Well,
applaud
yeah.
him.
Like I mean, the XG says we had 1.27 compared to 0.67, which I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
they
probably
didn't
just
create.
accumulation. It's probably just
Yeah,
accumulation of shots. Yeah, because we had 18 shots, they had 7. But I
but
bet,
let's look at their counter attack. They had 4-on-3, probably 3-4 times. They had 3-on-2,
yeah,
probably like 5 times. But
the one
because
where Onana had to like just touch it up
yeah, because we threw
above
everything
Lukman.
at them. But
Yeah.
again, I'm not going to sit here and blame Inzaghi. What did Inzaghi do wrong today? He didn't do anything. Tell me.
Well, I mean, the changes, I wasn't sure. Mkhitaryan was really bad when he came on today.
Barbarella was.
But as I said, like I thought, if you don't have the tools, Mo, you don't need like you can be a little bit more pragmatic, knowing how bad this team has been recently, like how Allegri is.
But are we a counter-attacking team? Are we really? Against Porto, we couldn't create on the counter-attacks. I think this team now needs fresh ideas. I think. Okay, I hate to say it. I think Inzaghi's cycle is kind of done in terms of like if we're gonna stay with the same squad. Let's put it this way: if we're gonna stay
Which
with the
we
same
are.
people, which it looks like we are, but it looks like these guys need fresh ideas. Like 2 years now, I think that from that the part where we didn't score goals the last year, and I kept saying here and interworldwide that teams really leave 2-on-2 on the back, not afraid of pressing us and try to. Juventus at some point today, they had 7 players in our half, and we had the ball. And I'm like, okay, how? How are they not scared of us? Because
But
we
this
don't
is what I'm
have.
about. It like Mo is like the. It's hard to describe, but like the way Juve plays, like even though they've got all these things going off the pitch, they still like the quality isn't quite there in that team. Like they've got so many of these youth players as well this season playing. Like you got this Fagioli who's actually, he's quite good. Sule today started, but Allegri still somehow gets this kind of mentality instilled within them, where you just feel like they're gonna get the results somehow, some way.
Do you want honesty, or we want to sugar wrap it for the Inter fans? Antonio Conte yesterday said something about Spurs, and I want to relate to that for one reason. Antonio Conte joined our club 3 seasons or 4 seasons ago, and he instantly he turned some of these players into winners, someone who would want to win on the pitch. And I said that from Antonio Conte when he joined Juventus in 2011. I said some coaches join your club and convince your players that you're going to win the league, that you're going to win every game, that you are the best team on the pitch. But some coaches don't. I feel like Allegri, like the youngsters for Juventus, they look like they are convinced that we are the biggest club in Italy. They play like we are 15 points behind. It doesn't matter. We're going to play like San Siro, we are Juventus. When Antonio Conte coached Inter, I felt like we are Inter. We are the big club. Mourinho was the same. Mourinho was like, it's Inter. We're winning this game. It doesn't matter who we play. If it's Chelsea, Barcelona, one way or the other, I'm going to get the result out of this game to our favor. I feel like Inzaghi doesn't think this way. I feel like someone like Allegri, with handicap tools, if I can say that, he makes it work. With Danilo and Alexandro as his right and left center back, he makes it work. It feels like it works for them because the mentality inside the club is that we're freaking winners. But I feel like some of our players at Inter are happy where we are. They are okay playing like this. And I'm sorry, I'm going to put it on Inzaghi. I'm going to put it on the management. It feels like, Sharma, the fire of us being a big club isn't there. And I don't know who to blame at this point. Because some of these players won the Scudetto and fought until the end for the Europa League and fought until the last 3 weeks of the Scudetto before Juventus won it, 3 games in hand. But I don't feel like these players are fighting every game. I feel like we're playing Spezia or Empoli or playing Fiorentina, and we're okay with being not the best team on the pitch. And it just drives me crazy that this is Inter.
There was the mentality before. So, when Conte was there, we thought he brought that mentality. Now he's gone, but, that still should have been there. Marotta is still there. The management is still there.
So who do you blame?
Who's to blame? Then you've got Inzaghi. He's the one that did the change from the previous regime.
So
9 losses more. It's not good enough.
Not good enough. This is terrible. This is a team won Scudetto 2 years ago, people.
Yeah.
People think about this. Lautaro and Lukaku. I don't care if Lukaku went on whatever Chelsea and came back. Lautaro, Lukaku, Darmian, Brozovic, Barella, the Bastoni, Skriniar, D'Ambrosio, they won the league. You guys have to think about this. And it wasn't one pony trick. We were actually a team. We were a team that dominated this league. We were a team that we were winning every single game. We took this team and made them losers. And don't tell me because Hakimi left or Perisic left. No, it's not. It's because we are not focused and we don't think that we are the winners. We play the games as it's okay. And I keep saying this. Players don't want to fight hard enough on the pitch. And it comes from the coach. It comes from the management. And I keep saying this. When you bring a player from a different club, Sharma, you tell them one thing. You play for Inter, we are winners. When they bring a player to Juventus, they tell them we're the biggest club in Italy. When they bring a player to Manchester United, they tell them this is United. You play because you want to win. We're not a mediocre club. If you don't want to win, leave. And that's the problem with Inter now. I feel like we settled for mediocrity. We are okay. And I think it reflects in everything. Some of the players that other clubs have are not world beaters. I promise you, some of these Juventus players are not the greatest players. They just play like good players because of the mentality. Guys, Barzali, and I keep this example is always in my mouth all the time. Barzali was not the Barzali we knew until he was coached by Antonio Conte. Leonardo Bonucci is the same. He made them winners. He made them people that are convinced that to win every game. And we're not. We're playing this game like we're not the top team here. That they are ahead of us on the table. We are ahead of them. We are in the quarterfinal of the Champions League. They are not. It drives me crazy.
No, it's such yeah. This season has just been so disappointing. Obviously, aside from the Champions League, but it's just not good enough. Like we're so far off Napoli. We shouldn't be this far off Napoli, even though the squad isn't that good. But the squad is good enough to challenge for a Scudetto. And then Inzaghi as well. Like you can the management of the. I'm not saying like he should be playing the Primavera players, but like even Allegri this season has managed to, like as I said, like in the moments of need, like today he needed one of these midfielders to step up for him. Like for Jolly, Sule started. This guy was like 18 years old, 19 years old. But Inzaghi today, since the Empoli game, he threw Bellanova, as we said, and he got booed off Bellanova in the Empoli. Then we haven't seen him since. Like what kind of management is that when you have a guy in a team that doesn't take? There's no one that has pace and takes on players. You don't even you haven't used Bellanova well enough this season that he's able to help you in this stage.
I don't
Like his
know.
management.
I don't know. I have to go. I just wanted to talk to you because I know that you wanted to vent as well, and you
You
wanted
wanted
someone
to
to bounce.
unload. He just came and
Yes.
unloaded.
Yeah. And I'm gonna do a full reaction on Inter Worldwide for this. Hopefully, maybe with Anthony or with you if you're free tomorrow or tonight, something like this. But guys, we're still in the quarterfinal of the Champions League. I hope that it doesn't, like, I don't know how to say it, paint over the cracks or something like this. But we were not good today, and we don't deserve the win, and we don't deserve a point. It's not the handball. Forget the handball. We were not good. But thank you for having me, Sharma. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Mo, for coming through. Always spitting
Thank you.
facts. Always
Thank you
spitting
so
facts.
much.
Enjoy
Thank you.
whatever you're doing next.
Thank you.
Oh, guys, we're gonna stay on for like I don't know, another 10 minutes or something. But poor Jorge here. He took a break from Spurs of all team to come to Inter, just as agonizing. Yeah. At least we win some stuff once in a while, Jorge. Don't worry. Like we might bring home a Coppa Italia or some little trophy here and there. It's not as bad as Spurs. Don't worry. We have some joys at this club, but yeah, overall, it's definitely not roses and petals all the time. I don't even know if anyone knows how to take a long shot. Yeah, I mean today it was just like at the end. What were they doing? Like Hakan today did not. I don't. This is why I always say I don't like him as a mezzala in the left centre mid position. He got into some good positions, but like always ruined the move in some way. Bad touch or bad pass. Like everything. Like whenever it got near Juve's box, there was no like creativity apart from like a couple of moments. So let's go. Oh yeah, there was this cross from Di Marco, but no one gambled on the far post. Neither Dumfries or Lukaku made it in time. By the way, Kostic is showing the levels to Di Marco. Like I've been saying all season, Di Marco has a nice left foot, but it needs end product. It needs end product. What's Di Marco sitting on in terms of 3 goals and 2 assists in Serie A this season for Di Marco? And now let me pull up Kostic's stats. So this is Di Marco, yeah. 3 goals, 2 assists in the league, 2 in 2 Champions League, which is from last season. He should have an assist in Champions League because he definitely assisted Dzeko this year in the Champions League. But anyway, let's focus on Serie A stats. Now we bring up Kostic stats. Look at that. 3 goals, 8 assists, double digits contribution. That's a proper left wing back. Not that I don't like Di Marco, and of course he's got the Interista, born Interista, all this kind of stuff. But this is what these are the type of numbers you need. These are the type of numbers that Perisic did for us last year. These are the type of numbers we expected from Gosens as well. But one of them has to do with Di Marco, Gosens, but none of them are doing it. He needs to step up in terms of a final product. And, Kostic is very one-trick pony. He's a one-trick pony. He doesn't have even the right foot, but he knows how to sneak across in, even if there's a guy in front of him. He doesn't necessarily have to go past him. but he knows how to do it. Tarek, thank you very much for the donation. We may end the season with 15 losses. Atrocious, bro. Thank you for the donation, first of all. But it's true. It's true. I mean, we have plenty of games left, and what's to say that we're not going to lose half of those games? I can't. There's no guarantee, because I just don't think this squad is good enough to challenge on multiple fronts. I've been saying this since last year. I don't understand. This is another thing on Inzaghi. You don't have the squad physiologically. Like, these guys are too old for you to be challenging for Champions League, Coppa, Serie A. Like, even Conte, even with the super team we had, like, we didn't have that much depth. So he knew, like, you just gotta focus your energies on one competition, maximum two. You can't go out for all three. You can't go out for all three. It's just not gonna work. This is not gonna work. And now we've got them in Coppa Italia twice, Juventus. And I mean, yeah, we can't go the whole season. We can't, I guess, lose all 4 games. That would just be embarrassing. Last year, we had a good year against Juve. Like, we beat them both times. Oh no, drew once, beat them, and then we beat them in the Super Cup, and then we beat them in the Coppa Italia final. So there was a beautiful year against Juve last year. But now this year is complete opposite, and it's not good enough. But I still don't really care about that Coppa game, to be honest. I still wouldn't mind losing it, because I want to put my energies towards getting 4th in the league and Champions League. That's my focus. I do not care about Coppa Italia. Put Primavera players in that Coppa Italia game. I really do not care. Yeah, no, I mean, it's fine that he brought him on, Christian. It's fine that, he brought Belanova on, and Belanova had a good impact. It's just that he was like almost frozen out since that Empoli game, if you guys remember. But he could have been useful, like even against Porto, like the amount of space on the counterattacks we had. Like, this is a guy that can be useful. He might not be ready to be a starting right wing back for a team like Inter, but he's good enough to be able to give you 20, 30 minutes at the end of games when, the other teams maybe get tired or they're trying to go to attack, like Porto were against us. Like, it's just like mismanaged. The Aslani one, we're all very frustrated with the Aslani management, but at the same time, that's a lot of it is due to the fact that he only sees him as a CDM. But again, yeah, there is mismanagement, because clearly the boy can play as a left centre mid or right centre mid as well. But I don't think that changes the dynamics of the team too much. Like, you should be integrating Aslani for the future, but I don't think it has too much impact for this season. Whereas I think someone like Belanova, even though I don't think he's, a world-class talent or anything, what he adds or he can bring to the team compared to especially Dumfries or D'Ambrosio, who somehow now become another the go-to wing-back option. I thought that ended like 3 years ago, but somehow this season he's come back as a wing-back option again. But it shouldn't be. It should be someone like Bella, unless you're trying to close out the game. Then I understand. Then yeah, like we did against Porto, bring on D'Ambrosio, close the game out. But when Denzel Dumfries isn't offering anything going forward, why shouldn't you be using another guy that can offer something a bit different? I just don't get it. And yeah, if we play like this against Benfica, we're gonna be smacked. We're gonna be smacked around for sure. We cannot play like this against Fiorentina. And thank you, Mattia, for reminding the people. And yeah, Conte, he wants to get fired, bro. He wants to get fired after that interview. Yeah, no, but that's the thing. One-trick ponies. You saw like Ian Robin over how many one-trick ponies are there? Like, but one-trick ponies have perfected something so well that you cannot defend it. And Kostic knows how to do it. Like, even if there's a guy in front of him, he knows how to get the cross in between the guy's legs, or just sneak it just past his studs. Like, he's so good. Like, Perisic used to do it similarly in a slightly different way. And he's a converted winger, just like Perisic used to be. And this guy Kostic has been putting up crazy numbers for years now. I actually wanted him over Gosens, even before we signed Gosens, but it is what it is. Ludi Score says, I wouldn't mind Inzaghi out at this point in the season. Again, I still would ride the season out with Inzaghi, as weird as it sounds, even though 9 defeats is like completely unacceptable for Inter. Under Moratti, his neck could have been cut off long time ago. Guillotine would have come in long time ago. But the situation that Inter, like, I don't think we can afford to fire him. He's got still 2 years on his contract. It's like, in our situation, it just doesn't make sense to fire him. I think we need to still ride it out to the end of the season. And the Champions League, he still deserves plenty of credit for doing what he's doing in the Champions League. And I don't think he's lost the dressing room or anything. Like, the players are still behind him. I think that's the one where you have to get rid of a coach when he's completely lost the dressing room, which is that's when you have to cut it short for sure. Yeah, as we discussed with Mo, Dumfries is completely tactically inept. He just doesn't. I don't. Yeah, some people even say like, "Oh, you should play Dumfries. He could play as a right centre back." Well, he just doesn't have no understanding of the game. He just has no understanding of the game. And yeah, obviously now that Conte, the rumors are firing back up, but bro, is this team? The reason why Conte left is still there. This ownership is still there, Ludi. So unless this ownership change, that makes no sense to me. Yeah. Again, with Aslani, it's like we're kind of just. I feel like we want it so bad. We just want something different, which I guess at the end of the day isn't even that bad. We just want to see something different. But objectively, between if he's seen as a CDM, I'm always gonna pick Brozovic or Hakan over him. With Belanova, it's slightly different, as we're saying. It's just he should be able to get some playing time. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make sense to me. The King Darian, how are we going to rebuild, bro? How are we going to rebuild? I mean, this team already is built on mostly free agents or like really low cost people. It's built on the wages are high. The wages are high. We're still the second highest paid team in the league after Juve. But in terms of actual outlay, like you must have seen that picture that was going around for the team that beat Porto. Dzeko, was it like 1 million? Lautaro was 25 million, but that was about 4 or 5 years ago. Hakan free. Barella was 40 million like 3 or 4 years ago again. Mkhitaryan free. Di Marco free. Dumfries 12 million. Darmian was like 1 million. Acerbi loan. Onana free. Like this team is already built on a shoestring budget, and it's gonna the budget is gonna keep going down. They're gonna try to reduce the wages further. So I just don't see. I don't know how the rebuild's gonna go. It's just really hard to imagine a rebuild. It's just gonna be a rejig. Some of these older, Gagliardini might leave and Handanovic might leave, but it's difficult to really imagine a rebuild. Okay, I don't want to lose 4 times against Juve in the season. Yeah, no, definitely. As I said, I don't want to lose against them. But at the same time, Mattia, I'm sure you don't also want to finish in the top 4. I'd rather focus my energies. I'd rather get that embarrassment of losing to Juve 4 times than getting out of the top 4 and potentially going into a banter era once again. Yeah, Chala, as I said, like I just don't like him as a mezzala. He just, what was that? There was one moment where he had like a really good opportunity. Barella like slid him through, here, and then took an awful touch, and he had to slide. Like Locatelli did really well, or was it Gatti, to stop him? But like even a decent touch here would have helped him just shoot on goal. It was a great opportunity, but he took such a bad touch there. That's why I always say he's a fake 10. He's got number 10 tattooed right here. But he wears number 20 for Inter, but he's not. He thinks he's a number 10, but he's not a number 10. He's a CDM, and we found out that's his real position. Yeah, no, Silvio. When you put it like that, a guy that's got 9 losses at Inter, how do you keep a guy like that? But at the same time, a guy that's got you to the Champions League, the latest stages of the Champions League in 12 years, and is working on the worst budget, in the history of Inter. Then if you rephrase it like that, then there's your answer, Silvio. But obviously in the summer, something needs to happen. Today, the cross. I don't even mind, like, the people, we always go back to the cross, and inshallah, it has got like a bad connotation to it. But it's the actual like quality of the cross, the end product. Like today, if you look at, go to watch the Napoli goals today, Osimhen scoring, he's got 2 headers. That's crossing, inshallah, but it's the quality of crosses coming from Mario Rui or from Kvaratskhelia or from Politano. Like it's the quality of the cross, and it's just not there. That final product, it just isn't there, or the finish isn't there. Even if the cross is there, the cutting edge, we're just very, very toothless at the moment. Yeah. He did admit that he plays Aslani as a mid-zal in training, but then we never get to see him in the game. Yeah, but again, Mighty Mo, like I don't think just because he'll play Aslani that changes the fortunes of this team. It's the building of this team. This is where the critique on Marotta, Auxilio, and Co comes. The build of this team isn't good. It's not a good build. Like the average age is always over 29. Sometimes even 30 and a half or even 31 at one stage. It was if Fandanovic plays. It's not the right. It's not built correctly. It's just a frustrating day, guys. Don't worry, guys. We don't have to finish in the top 4. Yeah, that's true. Mattia coming in with some positivity, which is rare. Moratti would have fired. Yeah, exactly. Moratti would have fired 3 coaches by now, easy. He would have fired Inzaghi, brought in Kiev, fired Kiev, we probably brought like Thiago Motta, fired him by now, and then Mourinho would have been back. He would have like tugged on the heartstrings and brought Mourinho back or something. Yeah, even on the Tahir probably would have been gone as well. But that's the thing, we literally can't afford to fire Inzaghi. We physically, financially can't afford. And I'm not sure, it's some sort of injury, back injury. Apparently he forced himself to play or be there for Porto, and apparently he aggravated this back injury. Yeah, not really sure. I like you to talk about football, no referees, like gentlemen. This guy's crack. Yeah, nah, Allegri deserves his W. RB Comps in the house. Some Juve fans come here. They're actually all pretty respectful in here. All pretty respectful. Appreciate, but no, I'm not having a wonderful day, Robert. But I hope you're at least objective. You won't be like, oh boy, Beppe, you just Juve. Disgusting. They hate Juventus. Disgusting. I mean, I hope you can at least admit that Rabiot has back-to-back handballs this past week. If you're objective. But yeah, I have no complaints, to be honest. It was a poor game. A draw would have been all right, but yeah, you guys deserved it. Don't really have anything to say. Tommy says let's just make 4th at minimum and hopefully a Coppa Italia and a Champs semi. Yeah, that would be perfect. I don't really care about the Coppa Italia, Champs semi, 4th spot. That is actually still a good season. That's still a good season. That's the thing. 9 losses, but you can still finish top 4 and it still be a good season. Oh no, fair enough. Fair play to you, RB Comps. Fair play. No, thank you guys for the therapy. Well, yeah, Adrian's still in the house. Thank you for singing my bro. Any hope in the academy? Excuse my ignorance. No, of course you're not going to be up to date with everything that goes on in the football world. Although Rabona TV, of course, you guys need to check it out. He knows a lot about football. There are some interesting players. The problem is, unlike Juve are the only team in Italy that have this under 23 team. That kind of B team that plays, within professional football. The jump between Primavera football in Italy and like Serie A is just too big. There's some interesting talents, like there's Iliev, little Bulgarian guy up front, Kamate midfield, Esposito, the other Esposito brother up front, but there's no one that like really like stand out to me too much, like a crazy talent. There's a little Irish Albanian boy, Zephi. He's also interesting. But yeah, apart from that, there's not. Carboni's nice as well. Valentin Carboni, but no one that I'm like, dying to see in the first team. And yeah, the Primavera team in general this year is not performing as good. Last year they won the Primavera trophy. They were spamming crosses to Casadei, and there was a guy who's playing at Reading now on loan from Chelsea. So, yeah, no, Mo, of course, but but these losses happen in the Conte as well, bro. It's like you can't win all the time against all the teams. Like, you know, those historic losses we had under Conte against Bologna. Those, it can happen. It's just the amount of losses that we've had this year is just unacceptable. Like losing, like now we've lost twice to Juve. That's unacceptable already. You can't be losing 0 goals actually against Juve this season. They beat us 2-0 first game, and then today 1-0. Like it's just all around. It's like a, you know, a mixture of things. But I agree. I know you hate him, Mo. I know you hate him. You don't like Inzaghi. Barella always kicking. Oh yeah, if you guys saw Barella, like when he came out, he kicked the board and like he looked very unhappy. I hope it was more with himself rather than trying to start a beef with Inzaghi. But yeah, he wasn't great either, Barella today. He gets owned, by the way. Rabiot owns Barella. Rabiot's been dominating Barella the last couple of derbies. So I have to give credit where it's due. Fabian, yeah, I guess, well, he's academy, but yeah, he's out on loan to Regina. He's okay. Again, he's got some nice goal scoring numbers, but I haven't seen him like on a technical level. He doesn't really impress me too much. But yeah, there's some hope at least in him. But yeah, closing up, guys. Now, thank you, Sean, for the lovely words. Everyone, like our group therapy stream. Thank you very much for reminding the people, and thank you for coming through, Sean. Always appreciate you, bro. It just calls into question how much better we could have done this season. Yeah, exactly. It's just a season of what if, really, isn't it? It's just, I mean, so it was last year after we lost the title embarrassingly to Milan, but this year it's like it's so bad. It's just, you know, but somehow we're still top four. Embarrassing the team is just once we get knocked out by Benfica, Inzaghi is done. Yeah, I think, as I said, I've been saying it for a long time. I just think Inzaghi, it's worked to a certain extent his time at Inter, but it also hasn't worked. It just, I don't think stylistically, as a personality, like he just isn't the right fit for this Inter. I still think he's going to go on to be a good coach, and I think he's going to do some interesting things. Inzaghi, he's definitely one to keep an eye out for in the future. And I think, you know, Premier League teams will come calling for him, or I think he is going to have a good coaching career, but I just don't think, I just don't think he's the right man for Inter. But at the same time, with this ownership, who's going to be willing to accept the terms of this current ownership? It's just really, really hard to envision. But thank you, everyone that tuned in today. Matthias has a great show, but I don't know. I felt a little bit flat. I felt like Inter, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Not too much to talk about. Even the little chances we had today. Like, look at this, Brozovic just completely misfiring today. He was captain, by the way, today, Brozovic. As I often say, if Brozovic starts, he will be captain. That weird captain's armband thing is still, annoying as hell. What else is there to quickly talk about? Oh yeah, this was a good chance as well. Dumfries put in a good cross, but again, didn't amount to anything. Shouts out to Gatti, Danilo. Their back line was solid. They pocketed Lukaku and Lautaro, especially Lautaro. But yeah, thank you everyone that enjoyed and joined in. Please leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Sorry for being so depressed, but this is what Inter do to you. 9 losses. We keep on going. International break. So we get a break from Inter now. Recharge the batteries. I'll be still making videos about Inter in this break, don't worry. And we'll see you on the next one. Ciao ragazzi. Forza Inter.